Hello, and welcome to Saurav Insight. Today, we're doing something really special, diving into a significant transition. For those of you who've been following Saurav's work, you'll know it's primarily been a written blog. But Saurav, you're starting something new, right?
That's absolutely right. I'm incredibly excited to share that from now on, Saurav Insight is also going to be a podcast. It's a big step, moving into the audio space. I've always loved the idea of reaching people who prefer to listen rather than always having to sit down and read. Personally, I'm a huge fan of both listening to podcasts and writing, so this just feels like a very natural evolution for me and for the platform.
That's fantastic. It sounds like a great way to connect with a broader audience. And it's not just the format that's changing, is it? You've also hinted at a personal shift, a detox process that's influencing your pace and the kind of content you'll be putting out there. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. This change in format is really part of a much larger personal shift for me. I'm calling it a detox process in a way. I used to post new articles weekly, sometimes even more often, but I'll be adjusting that pace significantly. We're looking at new episodes and articles every 2 weeks or maybe even once a month, depending on how time and inspiration allow. It's about being more intentional, And we're going to broaden the conversation too. While we'll still cover the big topics, I want to explore other areas of life and experience.
That makes perfect sense. It sounds like you're creating more space for depth and personal reflection. And speaking of depth and personal reflection, you've also been very candid about what you call your toxic love affair with Nepali politics. It's a powerful phrase. Could you walk us through that journey, how it began, and how it's influenced your life and work?
Oh, absolutely. It's quite a story, really. My soft detox from Nepali politics actually started a few years ago, back when I was still living in Nepal. It was a conscious act of self-preservation, honestly. I looked at my life and saw my peers building careers, starting families, and there I was, in my late 30s, unmarried, and my own career felt completely stalled. And the reason? I realized I was spending practically 100% of my emotional budget on politics. I stopped reacting on social media, I stopped the daily angry scrolling. I had to, focus on my own life for a change.
So, it was a necessary break, a step back. But you called it a soft detox, implying it wasn't a complete break. How did that manifest?
Exactly. Clean is definitely a strong word, perhaps too strong. A soft detox is never truly a clean break, isn't it? I wasn't an active participant anymore, but I was still an addict in a way. I stopped following the daily noise, the endless debates and trivial arguments, but I still curated my fix. I'd seek out a few meaningful interviews, listen to the serious podcasts, really try to be an observer. The problem was, the push of reality kept interfering. Coming to London wasn't my first choice, growth was. And the reason I couldn't grow in Nepal, the very reason I was in London at all, was the political deadlock, the stagnation. It sounds like a constant battle between what you knew you needed to do for yourself and the magnetic pull of what was happening back home. How did that play out in your everyday life, particularly after moving? It was tough. I'd walk into a social gathering here or get on a phone call with family, promising myself, keep it light, Saurav, talk about work, talk about the weather. But inevitably, just someone, would mention the latest political drama back home. And just like that, I was pulled right back in. The passion I'd been suppressing would just take over. The discussion would get intense, and I could literally feel the vibe of the party changing. You know that awkward moment when everyone else is just trying to have fun and you've accidentally spoiled it with your intensity? It got to the point where I was even thinking of stopping that too, just never talking about it ever again.
That's a powerful image, spoiling the party with your passion. And I imagine things have only gotten more intense with your new responsibilities. You're a new father now, in a different country, building a life from scratch. How has that changed your perspective on this love affair?
Oh, the stakes are so much higher now, Saurav. I'm in my 40s here in London, a new father to an 11-month-old baby girl. I'm on a student visa, struggling to build a career from scratch, and my wife can't work while caring for our daughter. My reality is this daily, exhausting grind of rent, bills, work. My emotional budget isn't just low, it's practically non-existent. I was truly that close to finally achieving total quiet detachment from it all.
And then something happened that shattered that detachment, didn't it? The Gen Z revolution back home.
Yes, exactly. And I tried to ignore it. I really did. I told myself, it's just another flash in the pan. But the pull was immediate. This time it felt different. It was my home country, and it was a purpose I could truly connect with. I still tried to stay detached, to be rational. And then I saw the news. 14 people dead. I was actually at my office in London when I saw that headline. My rational detachment was completely shattered. I just turned to my colleague and angrily told them what was happening. The detox was over. I was pulled back in, not just by emotion, but by a profound sense of moral urgency. You can't just unfollow something like that, you know?
That's a gut-wrenching moment. It truly underscores how deeply ingrained this connection is for you. It's not just news, it's personal. You even compared it to the Premier League season. Could you elaborate on that analogy?
It's a confession, really. For people like me, Nepali politics isn't a hobby. It's like the Premier League season. I mean, it's not that it's a game, because it's far from it. It affects real lives every single day. But it's about the investment. You can't be a casual fan. You're in it. Every single week, yelling at the screen, celebrating the wins, and feeling absolutely crushed by the losses. Nepali politics is my league. And right then, it felt like the final match. It was high time, as I wrote.
So, the detox was broken, but your reaction this time was different. Instead of just engaging on social media, you channeled that intensity into something constructive. Can you tell us about that?
That's right. Instead of just yelling on social media, I channeled all that anger and hope into the blog series I've been writing. I offered suggestions, I put forward a framework, the shared vision as my 2 cents. I feel like I've really vented what was inside me, you know? The answer, as I see it, is now on the record for the public. It doesn't necessarily have to be me who takes it forward. I've put the idea out there in the simplest way I know how.
That's a powerful way to contribute, to offer a framework. But even after putting your ideas out there, the pull must still be strong. How do you navigate that ongoing tension between your passion for Nepal and your very real, urgent responsibilities in London? It's a constant struggle.
The pull is absolutely still there. I get messages, I feel that drag to do more, to reach more people, to get into the real politics of it all. But here's the final, unchangeable truth. As much as it's high time for Nepal, it is also inescapably high time for my personal life. I am a dad to an 11-month-old. I am a husband to a wife who is also navigating this new life alongside me. I'm the son of an aging single mother back home. I'm her backup. I'm the one who has to be there if things go wrong. I simply cannot run away from these responsibilities. This is an oath I've already taken, and it is absolutely non-negotiable.
That's incredibly raw and honest, Saurav. It really highlights the bittersweet condition of the diaspora, as you've called it, caught between the push of a system that failed you and the pull of a home you can never forget. So what does this mean for Saurav Insight moving forward? How will this renewed detox reflect in your content? It means I've made my choice.
I am renewing my detox, and this time more seriously than ever. I simply can't be on the front lines of the daily political fight. My duties are right here, in this small flat in London. But I will absolutely remain watchful, and I am always available for meaningful contributions. My ideas are on the record. This blog, and now the podcast, will reflect this shift. As part of this renewed detox, I'll be adjusting my pace, as I mentioned, shifting from weekly posts to perhaps every 2 weeks or even monthly, depending on time and inspiration. I'll still write and talk about Nepali politics when it truly matters, and I'll touch on global politics. But I'll also write and share more about what I'm experiencing here, my life, my work, and the lessons I'm learning. It's time to truly broaden the conversation.
That's a very clear and powerful commitment, Saurav. It sounds like Saurav Insight will continue to offer insightful perspectives, just with a more personal and balanced approach, and now in a new and exciting audio format. So for our listeners, how can they stay connected and subscribe?
Absolutely. Whether you prefer to read the article or listen to the audio, I really hope you will subscribe to Saurav Insight. You can get both the blog and the podcast right here on Substack, as per your preferences. It's all about choice and making it accessible. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Saurav, for sharing such an honest and compelling story. We look forward to this new chapter of Sarav Insight.